Hello everyone, Richard back for Arras Ultimate Mode. I got a decisive victory in 17 turns, which I don't think has ever been shown before. It's kind of a good thing. I had an option to not end it early, but I felt like General Edmund was going to get out of control. So I missed out on a bit of prestige there, but it's pretty nuts that you can get a decisive in 17 turns. Strategy is kind of similar to what I did last time, but there were improvements from watching Soren, so there's some similar things that he did that I also did. Especially in this area and this area, and then the way the planes moved around, I mimicked what he did. But how did I do it so quickly? Well, after I break the first counterattack, I close on Arras as fast as possible, and I just kill things. And I have a bunch of auxiliary units that serve as a distraction from the second counterattack. And I can fly a paratrooper back here and snatch this. So it's really not that hard. I missed out on a little bit of prestige, but I might have saved more prestige by ending it early than not. So I don't know if anything memorable happened. I had a better luck on destroying things. I have a slightly different placement of troops because my core isn't as strong. Oh, I should slow this down. Let's slow this down. I do have Kesha at 2 stars. That's an update. I think this whole maneuver is Soren's. I'm bringing a mountain unit south slowly. I had to modify the plan because my core is not quite the same. I had a lot more luck here than Soren did, so that allowed you to see the ambush get executed. I didn't have as much suppression as Soren got, so my infantry took some damage. But I still killed the units, so you can freely advance. So, you know, my paratroopers took a point of damage there. But this tank gets smacked. Oh. Still refuses to die. What I love about Soren's improvement is that one of the bombers is left uninjured, so you can trap it again. The other thing, I had to make modifications because my core, where I had my units distributed, wasn't great. And I had a lot of bad luck here. Probably an improvement is to just let that... Oh, I see. I had to... So Soren... I was following Soren's plan and he moved everything south. But I actually think I could have waited one more turn and it would have been fine. And I wouldn't have had to do all this. Oh, that was the improvement. I didn't have the same core, so I set this trap. And it worked beautifully. And then this worked. So I pulled the tank forward so it's easier to kill. But the improvement is I could just leave that tank in the north and kick it out next turn. And then not have to deal with heavy weapons infantry. But I still had artillery there. So that made it easier. We're getting rain, but rain on turn 4 is not a big deal. It's better that turn than 5 or 6. Oh, and I was able to use the auxiliary mountain unit to pull tanks forward. And it was good because it's raining. The mountain unit is going to do better on an open hex. Or no, it's not raining now. It's going to rain next turn, and I'm going to use that against the enemy. That's my defense plus 2 mountain unit. Less risky to attack with them than you think. So now there's this juicy target that pulls the tanks forward to help me clean up. Watch this. It's raining, so I can get away with a lot. And tanks in the woods, not a good idea. How about that auxiliary mountain unit just taking care of 2 tanks for me, basically? And a nice ambush. And I made a mistake here. I should have just killed that with something else and then had my paratrooper get ammo. So that had some unfortunate consequences on turn 6. Because if I had left the paratrooper there, I would have extinguished the anti-tank on turn 6. And I would have been able to occupy the city hex with the paratroopers. So my SC got initiative +1, which is... I think that's really good for a grenadier. Now I gotta shuffle stuff around, trying to get as many heavy hitters south as I can. So I wanted to shove it out. And I have my tactical bombers right where I need them to be. So I'm setting a trap for the tank, because how could the tank ignore a 2-strength anti-tank? And my Panzer IV being positioned there is really convenient, because I could just kill this infantry. So I think that's a major improvement. That's a very efficient dispatching of an annoying unit. I honestly should have sent the mountain unit to go grab some hexes. Or actually I couldn't, because I think there's units back there. So the anti-tank is still alive. Bad hit on the 88, but that's okay. My 88 kicked ass. So already the counterattack is fizzling. So the idea here is the tank is not going to be able to ignore a 1-strength anti-tank unit, and it'll go in the woods. I'm offering up the scout to soak up some damage. So that makes them easier targets for everybody. And the anti-tank survived. It was so funny. This was good experience for my 88. Yep. There's an infantry unit ready to go down. So 9 turns, normally the counterattack is destroyed, which is good time. So now I just advance as aggressively as possible on Arras. And I have a paratrooper flying around. I could have grabbed an airfield, I forgot to do it. And then I have an 88. That's unfortunate for the tank. I think my 88 got this. My second one got to 2 stars after this battle. As you can see, I'm using auxiliary units to max effect. And just like that, the southern objective is secured. I'm once again offering bait. Whoopsie daisy. Miss. Miss. Cloudy day, unfortunate. So I'm just going to assault Arras directly. I totally forgot that the scout could see that. So now my Air Force will come in once again to try to save me. So you can see I'm doing this attack and defend strategy, and it was really effective. I think that was Bar hitting 100 kills. This is a different way of playing the map. I'm trying to keep the southern force engaged, so heavy hitters went north to kind of deflect this counterattack. And then they'll come back south later. I should have been grabbing the airfield, but I didn't. So that's a nifty little trick. You can pull one of the tanks forward, which is always good. Because that means it's easier for me to kill. Hello. Now say hello to my Panzer IV. Now I can kill that tank. So that was like 29 prestige. Then I crippled that tank. They couldn't... they didn't respect the artillery. So another trap. And the infantry moved into the city hack, so I could force a surrender. So you could see if you assault the city directly, it makes the map easier. And I pulled one of the counter-attacking tanks forward, so that's one less annoying tank to deal with. I'm running back with the paratroopers to guard the victory hex. Here they come. And I still have auxiliary units to sacrifice, so I'm all good in the middle. With no armor, the pressure in the middle is not that strong. I made a mistake here. I should have killed the anti-tank, and then I could have had a stronger position. But I thought I could kill the artillery or the anti-aircraft. Because I didn't kill the anti-aircraft, my ability to deal with the tanks was weakened. So my backup plan was to take Arras right away. And all their heavy weapon infantry in the middle are gone. So I have to start thinking about using my core units to protect myself. Because I'm running out of auxiliary units. And then I got really lucky with that. So you can see I ignored the tanks. So the idea is I'll seize the objective. I actually could have gotten a decisive in 16 turns if I had been more accurate. I could have gotten the decisive here if I had uncovered the anti-tank. That was stupid of me. So yeah, decisive is possible in 16 turns. So, what I don't understand is why this wasn't an ambush. Because that should have been an ambush, right? That's why I put the tank there. So that was super confusing to me. that was the only thing that really, well, that was the only damage I took that really upset me, because I didn't understand why my Panzer III didn't ambush. More experience for the 88. So I wiped out the entire middle counterattack group. Oh. So yeah, I was running out of auxiliary units. So I have like this and this left, actually. But man, I feel stupid because I just realized I had a decisive victory in 16 turns. That would have saved 80 prestige on the tank. Who actually, it wasn't such a bad thing because now my tank is 2 stars. So for a lot of prestige, I got that extra star. But, you know, things are kind of under control. This is a problem. My tactical bomber was distracted, but I could have killed this tank, at least. But I would still have General Edmund. That would be very annoying. But yeah, if I take out these 2 tanks, the counterattack is nothing. And obviously in 3 more turns, he would go down. And all of this would go down in 3 more turns, and probably this. And I probably would have gotten the airfield. I could have done more, but I mean, I got a lot. I got all this prestige and this city. The only thing I didn't get that I probably could have gotten was this and this. If I sent my scout out this way, I might have been able to get these 2 over 3 turns. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. That's the other thing. I could have gotten both of these objectives with the scout. He would have actually been very useful for that. But I looked at this situation. I wasn't sure I wanted to flirt. I think this has range 3, right? Oh, it has range 2. Oh, I wish I had realized that, because I thought if I attacked this tank with my tactical bomber, that, actually, that would have been stupid to do anyway. I have an 88 gun here. So I could have moved the 88 gun here, stuck the Panzerjäger here, used a tactical bomber on him. The 88 would have killed this, and then I could focus on killing this infantry. The only question is this tank. The problem is this tank's, but if I had a tactical bomber on it, I did have Kesha. Well, I mean, maybe if I kill these 2 units, this whole position's under control. Maybe I ended it too early, now that I look at it. And I could have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have gotten 4 more hexes. plus I missed out on 24 prestige. But that's still pretty cool to show that you could get a decisive in 16 turns on this map on ultimate mode. That's something. Anyway.